because The View is live.
Time's up.
Grammy politics. The biggest social issues that took center stage at the awards, and how Hillary's Grammy cameo sparked an angry backlash from the White House.
The Grammy's in the bag?
In the bag.
Trump unfiltered.
I wouldn't say I'm a feminist.
Will his comments work against the issues women are struggling with right now? Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is live on The View. She's revealing if she'll run against Trump in 2020, how she says he crossed the line attacking her, and how she's leading the charge against sexual misconduct in D.C. Plus, a brand new Oprah edition of View Your Deal. And Anna Navarro's back to guest co-host. Let's fire up Hot Topics with Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Okay. Everybody's sick. Whoopi has the flu. I know. She's home, poor girl. And she's recovering. And other people, this one, Megan's got a cold. I have a cold.
Too.
Yeah.
You've been sick with the flu.
Yeah. But I don't have a fever, so it's okay. You have a fever?
No, I'm fine. I rally. It's fine.
Well, I'm not sick. Me either.
I do feel like I should be in a contained bubble around you.
I know.
It's okay.
We have Purell.
We're fine.
So, and joining us, as you can see, as guest co-host today, welcome back Anna Navarro. So, the Grammy Awards were last night in New York, and the biggest political and social issues really took center stage. Stars made statements about violence against the black community, sexual misconduct, and immigration. Nikki Haley, the ambassador, wasn't a fan, tweeting that some of us love music without the politics thrown in, or thrown up. But you know what? I mean, she says that she doesn't like the mixture of politics and music together. But isn't that what the history of music has been, basically? I mean, if I just did like a short study, in 1964, Bob Dylan wrote "The Times They Are A-Changin'," which was the anthem for the 60s, and the Vietnam War was starting to heat up. And then in 70, Ohio, Crosby, Stills, and Nash was written after the Kent State Massacre. Look it up. It was a horrible, horrible day in American history when our guys in the military, I guess they were the National Guard, shot students at Kent State. Oh, and Helen Reddy, I am woman, hear me roar.
You could go back to the beginning of music, and all music's innately political. I mean, Johnny Cash is one of my favorite musicians ever, and his music is terribly political and addressed lots of interesting issues. My issue with what Nikki Haley's saying is the reading of Fire and Fury by Hillary Clinton. There's a whisper campaign going on, or whisper rumor mill going on.
Can we get to show them the clip before you say it?
Yes.
One of the most politically charged moments was parody, where music stars read for the audiobook of Fire and Fury, remember that? Which featured a surprise guest. Watch, which he gave it away.
If Trump was not having his 6:30 dinner with Steve Bannon, then more to his liking, he was in bed by that time with a cheeseburger. I can't believe this. I can't believe that this is how he lives his life.
He had a long-time fear of being poisoned. One reason why he liked to eat at McDonald's. Nobody knew he was coming, and the food was safely pre-made.
That's it. We've got it. That's the one.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
The Grammy's in the bag?
In the bag.
So, I loved it. I especially loved Cardi B's response, which was like, he lives his life like this? And I was like, he does, Cardi B. But, you know...
She sounded just like everybody we know.
Yes, right? She's from the Bronx. But I thought what was interesting was, you know, the spoof was about the spoken word Grammy, and President Obama has won it twice. Jimmy Carter has won it twice.
Has a Grammy.
And Whoopi has a Grammy for spoken word as well. So, you know, it thought it was perfectly tonal. Like I thought it made sense.
I thought it was funny, right?
Yeah.
And certainly Donald Trump spends a lot of time tweaking Hillary Clinton and talking about Hillary Clinton, crooked Hillary. So yeah, she can take a jab back. Now, on the Nikki Haley angle, look, she's got a personal beef, and she's got a right to have a personal beef. In a very gossipy book, this guy insinuated that she was having an affair with but we're Donald not up Trump. to that topic yet. If somebody said you were having an affair with Donald Trump, you wouldn't think it was a joke. You wouldn't find it funny either. In the book, Fire and Fury, there's an implication that Donald Trump is having an affair. You have to tell them what you're talking about. Having an affair with someone that's close in his administration. And so now tell them
people
what
are
you just said.
whispering
And
that
Michael
it's Nikki
Wolf
Haley.
came out on Bill Maher and said that there's a member of the, I think he said administration, that he's having an affair with. And my problem with this is I want you to imagine a parallel universe where there's this gossipy book that has been proven to use off-the-record conversations, very salacious, where there's a rumor or an implication that President Obama is having an affair with Samantha Power, the former ambassador to the United Nations, that Nikki Haley took over her job. I do think people would have a bigger... I'm telling you a hypothetical scenario in a parallel universe where President Obama is having an affair with Samantha Power.
Right.
And then someone goes on television, another politician that ran against him, by father, if you will, and makes a joke on this very book.
Right.
I think it is tone deaf. I will say that I love Nikki Haley, and she actually came out and she said, I've noticed that if you speak your mind and you're strong about it and you say what you believe, there's a small percentage of people that resent that, and the way that they deal with it is to try and throw arrows, lies or not. And I think that book, me personally, that's the political part of the Grammys I had a problem with.
Well, if Obama had been having an affair with anybody, we wouldn't even be talking about it because we'd be reading his obituary in the show and killed it. You know, after she got him into
or his impeachment. I will say, I agree with you, Megan, in the sense that why is it that a woman who has been successful, who has had a stellar political career, you know, the implication is the way that she got there was by sleeping her way to the top. And I think that's really offensive given Nikki Haley's record. She's been a stellar politician. She's had such a wonderful career. And I think it's terrible that the other Whisper campaign is about Hope
She's
Hicks,
been an
who's a young
amazing
girl.
UN ambassador. To me, one of the most impressive things assume
about
it was her?
Well, they say it's either Hope Hicks or Nikki Haley. That's the Whisper
but Michael Wolf
campaign.
insinuated that or said it, you know, outright.
It's all garbage.
Frankly, Nikki Haley has been an outstanding UN ambassador. She has been a voice, a beacon of light on freedom, on issues about Venezuela, Cuba, Syria, without having had any foreign policy background before this. So, you know, I think she's been a star, and I think she's got every right to be pissed.
Can I say this, though?
Sometimes learning on the job works, I guess, but it doesn't work for him.
Yeah.
Despacito got robbed last night.
Yes. Yes.
I love Bruno Mars like everybody else, but can Despacito get one Grammy? Record of the year, Song of the Year, Pop Duo, you know, performance, nothing? Are you kidding me?
All right, I gotta go. We'll be right back.
Right?
Still ahead, back to reality. Omarosa's moving from the White House to celebrity Big Brother. Will she be spilling tea about Trump while she's on camera 24/7? She stood tall, fearless, at the center of a powerful movement.
For a woman like Rose McGowan to say, I'm going to take this medium and I'm going to use it to speak out about the harassment and injustices I have experienced.
When she says, help me here, she's saying, it's not just me this is going to happen to. It's happening to all of us.
Now tomorrow, Rose McGowan, in her first daytime interview, sits down live with the women of The View. We are strong, we are brave, and we will fight. Don't miss this view. Tomorrow on ABC. Still ahead, is this woman taking President Trump's job in 2020? Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is live on The View. And an Oprah edition of View Your Deal.
Welcome back to the show. So Trump sat down for an interview with his old pal and celebrity apprentice champ, Piers Morgan, and he dropped this bombshell on everybody. Take a look.
Do you identify as a feminist? Are you a feminist?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a feminist. I mean, I think that would be maybe going too far. I'm for women, I'm for men, I'm for everyone. I think people have to go out, they have to go out and really do it, and they have to win. And that's what, and women are doing great. I'm happy about that.
Okay, the definition of feminism, the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. Do you think he even understands what he's saying?
No.
Does he ever? No,
it would have been disingenuous had he come out and said, I'm this great feminist champion for women. I mean, the optics of that would have looked insane.
Well, we don't believe in whatever he says at this point, but that would have even sounded ridiculous even more.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at stuff that, you know, Gloria Steinem says, it's really about the social equality of women and economic equality and political equality. So I think most people would agree that women and men should be on the same footing in those in all areas. And so isn't everybody a feminist?
He thinks he's saying that, but to me it's like Black Lives Matter, where you have a people who are oppressed, and that's why you have to put the spotlight on it. You're not going to say white lives matter. That people do that. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, you know what I mean? Women are in trouble in the world. So when you need to be a feminist and put a spotlight on it because of the trouble that they're having. You don't have to say men.
They haven't
talk
reached
about men in that
yet.
case.
And I love that you use Black Lives Matter, because the bottom line is I hear people all the time saying all lives matter. Yes, Black Lives Matter doesn't mean only Black Lives Matter. It means Black Lives Matter too. And it's the same with the women's movement.
You know, he got asked very specifically if he was a feminist. There's two answers to that, either yes or no. If he had said yes, we'd all be here this morning with, you know, vomiting into throw-up bags. So, you know, he did. I mean, I thought he was actually very crafty with his answer, and you know, turned it into the economic message, which is what he does with everything now.
Well, he did pay Stormy Daniels $130,000. Gosh. So I guess he does.
And a lot of people will argue she was underpaid.
Allegedly.
You were going to say?
Oh, are we moving on to the next topic? Because I won't say what I have to say.
You don't want to say it?
Well, I'm happy to say it. I actually don't consider myself a feminist, and it's not that I don't want equality for women and I want equal pay and I want us to be treated the same way, but it's so tied up with being pro-choice as well, to the point that in the Women's March, in the original year it was done, pro-lifers were disinvited from coming.
They changed that, though.
They did, but there was interesting articles written by the Right to Life the Democrats for Right to Life president, saying she still wasn't comfortable going. So I think when you're talking about modern feminism, for some reason, pro-life women like myself feel left out.
No, and I don't
I'm going to get no
like
claps
that.
in this room, but somebody in Iowa agrees with me.
No, I don't. It's interesting because I believe I'm pro-life as well, but I don't feel left out at all by the movement. And in fact, I think the movement is very inclusive. And I think that, you know, this notion that not only is it abortion is pro-abortion, it's also anti-male, people think, and I think that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Different connotations, that means different things to different people.
Yeah, well, that's true.
We have to take another break. We have a tight show. We have an interesting politician coming up. We'll be right back.
Why did Senator Kirsten Gillibrand want to keep the government shut down? Does she regret calling for her friend Al Franken to step down? And has she talked to Trump since she accused him of making a sexist smear against her? She's live on The View next.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand isn't just a potential presidential frontrunner to run against Trump in 2020. So say a lot of people. She's also leading the charge to take on sexual misconduct in D.C. Sounds like she's got her work cut out for her. Please welcome Senator Kirsten Gillibrand.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Senator, here's the other big topic that we didn't get to this morning, and that is that there are new sexual assault allegations against Steve Wynn, who is the financial chair in the Republican Party. Yes, so he's a big shot. He gives a lot of money to the Republican Party, millions, I'm assuming. And now that he denies them, of course, they say they didn't do it. And since the Democrats had to give money back to Weinstein, or they gave it to charity, do you think the Republicans should give that money back?
They should.
And will they?
I don't know. There are multiple allegations of assault and harassment against him. And the near silence is deafening coming from the Republicans. I really believe this should not be about any one party. It should not be partisan. This kind of behavior is not okay. It is not acceptable. We need accountability. And I think the Republicans should show far more leadership than they're today. And they need to speak out and send the money back and hold their own accountable.
Well, he's resigning, isn't he?
Yes, but again, the outcry in the other allegations of Weinstein, etc., never ended, coming from a political place.
Yeah.
And I don't think these issues should be political. And so the silence is deafening. I mean, it's really
not even a politician. He's a showbiz guy.
Correct.
And still. Okay, next question, and then we'll move on to you other guys here. It's because I've got a little bit of a bone to pick with you. So,
she does.
Because I know that you led the charge to get Al Franken to resign from the Senate. I just thought that was unfair to make him an example when the President of the United States has so many allegations of sexual harassment against him, and I don't see him going anywhere.
Well,
when you listen to some of these Republican pundits talk about it, it's like, well, it's just an allegation. I believe it was even Jerry Falwell Jr. who was saying, well, with Trump, it's an allegation. He says he didn't do it, so he's forgiven.
No,
whereas Al Franken admitted it, and he got booted out.
Let's talk about Trump first. He has multiple allegations, dozens of allegations, over a dozen allegations of sexual assault and sexual harassment. He should resign because of that. He should be held accountable. I've not heard that from any Republicans, and they won't hold him accountable. Okay, there you go. Start the trend. He should be held accountable, and because he's unwilling to resign, Congress should be doing hearings. Where are the hearings on all of these allegations of sexual assault and sexual harassment? He should be held accountable.
What do you make of this, the Republican silence on these subjects?
Again, it shouldn't be a partisan issue. We should be having a very different conversation about President Trump, and we should be holding him accountable, and we should be having hearings and giving a space and voice for these women who so bravely have come forward. But President Trump has tried to silence all of them, tried to demean them, tried to dismiss them.
But why'd you push Franken out?
So for me, Al Franken is a friend of mine. He did great work in the Judiciary Committee, so it was really hard and really heartbreaking. But
how about a hearing?
This is not. He's entitled to a hearing. That he is, but he's not entitled to my silence, Joy. And when you have eight allegations, 8 credible allegations, multiple women. I have a 14-year-old son. I have a 9-year-old son. How am I supposed to tell him it's okay to grab a woman here, it's okay to grab a woman here, but it's not okay to grab a woman here? Absolutely not. I'm not going to have that conversation. That is the wrong conversation to be having. Conversation. Obviously, what was alleged against Al Franken is very different than what's alleged about Steve Wynn than what's alleged about President Trump.
Right.
Very different. I understand that. What's alleged against Roy Moore. All different. Different gradations.
Well, you're giving it an unequal equivalency.
No, you're not. Because it's not okay, Joy. It is not okay to grab women without their consent. It's not okay. So why would you want to hold our elected leaders to the lowest standard and not the highest standard? We should be holding all our elected leaders to the higher standard. And I can't be a good mother, and I can't be a good senator if I am silenced just because it's my friend.
I
cannot be silenced.
I get that. They agree with you. I just think that Trump will never admit it. He's getting away with it. The Republicans are giving him a pass, and we won't.
But that's our job, Joy. We need to keep speaking out. That is our job. Our job is to speak out, to say no to President Trump, to say it's not okay. We want accountability. We want transparency. We want Congress, specifically Republican leaders, to hold the hearings and have that transparency that we don't have today.
I just want to move on because there's some inconvenient truths on both sides. Reportedly, Hillary Clinton is under fire for covering up for a top advisor who was accused of sexual harassment back in 2007. She docked his pay and made him seek counseling, but allowed him to stay on. And women claim his harassment continued. You are a longtime supporter of the Clintons and consider her a mentor. Do you think her response this weekend was appropriate?
Well, as you know, I think these things have to be dealt with, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican. You need transparency and accountability, and no one is above criticism. But in that case, I don't know all the details. I don't know if the punishment she chose was the right punishment. But what it does bring to talk about is this issue of workplace harassment. The fact that too many women in the workplace across all sectors, across all industries are being harassed today, and there is no accountability. And we've had this Me Too movement and moment that is so powerful because it's given space for women, no matter where you are, who you are, to speak out, to tell your story. But the real test is when we can make sure that a woman who cannot come forward because her boss isn't famous or some powerful industry leader, and she just works in an office or on a farm or in a hotel or at a restaurant, she needs to be able to come forward and speak truth to power as well.
Senator, you have dedicated your political career to this fight, obviously, and that's why a lot of people were really surprised that it took you 20 years to say that Bill Clinton should have resigned over the Lewinsky scandal. So what do you say to that?
I think this moment of time we're in is very different. I don't think we had the same conversation back then, the same lens. We didn't hold people accountable in the same way that this moment is demanding today. I think all of us, or many of us, did not have that same lens, myself included. But today, we are having a very different conversation. And there is a moment in time where we can actually do the right thing, or fixate on one president.
Can I ask you, do you regret campaigning with him, though?
It's not about any one president, and it's not about any one industry. And if we reduce it to that, we are missing the opportunity to allow women to be heard, to allow women to have accountability and transparency, and to allow women to have justice.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, first of all, I so agree with you, and I commend you for saying it should not be partisan. It should not be about right and left. It should be about right and wrong. And a lot of us think that you've been verbally harassed. A lot of us think that you have been cyberbullied. You know, it seems like it was 100 years ago because so many things have happened in the last 100 days. But it was only last month that President Trump tweeted about you, lightweight Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, a total flunky for Chuck Schumer, and someone who would come to my office begging for campaign contributions not so long ago and would do anything for them, is now in the ring fighting against Trump. Very disloyal to Bill and crooked usage. Well, so when you first read that, when you first heard about that, what went through your mind?
Well, I was in Bible study with a few of my Senate colleagues, and my staff was very anxiously calling me to pick up the phone, and they read me the tweet, and I thought, can we deal with this later? And they said, no, we need to deal with this now. And I said, fine. So I decided what I wanted to say, and in truth, it's just a sexist smear. And his intention was entirely to silence me, to bully me, to silence the women who had come forward just the day before to talk about what he did to them, their allegations of sexual harassment and sexual assault, and silence the millions of women who are literally marching across the globe to talk about how they disagree with him. They do not support his policies. They do not support what he's done, whether it's the attacks on the judiciary, whether it's attacks on freedom of religion with his Muslim ban, whether it's walking away from global climate change, and the global climate accords, whether it's bragging about the size of his nuclear button with the head of North Korea. Like, women disagree with this president.
Sexual innuendo, you thought?
Of course it was. And that is common. That is what you do when you want to silence a woman. You reduce her in some way. And he tried, every part of that tweet had a different sexist element to it, and it was all intended to silence me as a critic.
Silence her.
Okay. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is sticking around. We'll be right back with more.
We're not a fan of Chuck Schumer's decision to end the government shutdown without a DACA deal. And now President Trump has a new proposal on the table, a path to citizenship for dreamers, about 1.8 million dreamers, so more than we thought before, and $25 billion for a wall. Would you vote for that?
No, his proposal is going to really end family reunification as we know it. You know, when I look at this issue of our dreamers, these are kids who came to our country with their parents when they were young. They know no other country but the United States as their home. They may not even speak a different language. They love this country. They are college kids. They are serving in our military. They're business owners. They have families. And to rip them apart is contrary to the core values of this nation. Our diversity is our strength. The fact that this was a country founded by immigrants is not lost. This is a country founded by immigrants, and it's what makes our economy grow. It's what makes our communities vibrant. It's certainly at the heart and soul of New York.
Do you agree with Nancy Pelosi when she says he wants to make America white again, and that's what this is about?
I think a lot of President Trump's rhetoric is racist. And let's be very clear. When someone uses the phrase change migration, it is intentional in trying to demonize families, literally trying to demonize families and make it a racist slur. It is not right. And so we have to change the debate. These are people, these are families, and as elected leaders, I mean, the way I look at it, I'm going to fight for your child and these children as much as I'm going to fight for my own. And that is our job as elected leaders, to fight for these kids.
But how do we get to a compromise on Dream? How do we get to yes to a deal?
The best and most obvious thing, which unfortunately the majority has not allowed us to do, the Republicans have not allowed this to happen, is just an up or down vote on the DREAM Act. If we had an up or down vote today, we would pass it. Overwhelmingly, Americans support the DREAM Act. They want these kids to stay. And that is the bipartisan thing to do, which is why... That is the bipartisan thing.
Using it as a bargaining chip.
And what about another
damn war?
What about another shutdown? I mean, is this issue worth another shutdown if Congress, doesn't reach a deal on this by this next deadline, which I believe is February 8th?
I think we should fight for our dreamers, period. And when the Republican Party holds all levers of power, and not allow us to have an up or down a vote on something that's bipartisan, that is worth fighting for. These dreamers are worth fighting for. Our children are worth fighting for. Our communities are worth fighting for. It's a moral issue. And I think it's one of the most important moral issues of our time. Who are we as a nation? Who are we? Do we care about kids or don't we?
I have to ask you this because I heard that you were bringing a special guest with you to the State of the Union address.
I am. I am bringing Mayor Cruz, who is the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Thank you.
And she's extraordinary, and I want to make sure we don't forget about our fellow citizens in Puerto Rico. If you can imagine for a minute, these families in Puerto Rico are going through some of the worst crises ever. They don't have clean water in some places on these islands. They don't have electricity. I was trying to explain to my kids. I said, how would you feel if you had no clean water? You couldn't take a bath. You couldn't take a shower. How would you feel? My kids have a fit if the internet's off. Imagine if you had no electricity, that you couldn't heat or cool your home. You couldn't have a refrigerator. How would your life be affected? And these are our fellow Americans, and we're doing nothing for them.
You sound like you're running for president, are you?
No. I'm running for Senate, as you know, Joy, and I do hope New Yorkers will allow me to continue to serve. I really value this opportunity to be a voice for them.
I can see you in the White House. I stay over there. Thanks to Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. We'll be right back.
View strong. It means standing up for what you believe.
We definitely have things to stand up against in this country right now.
It means women standing up together.
There's women who are standing up and saying, no, me too, and I'm going to watch out for my sisters on set.
It sets an example for any other abuser that their time is up. We're not done yet.
Oh, It means telling it like it is.
Well, they were mean to you over at the Today Show.
Here we go. Enough is enough.
View strong.
We will back you up. We will stand with you.
And we're only getting stronger. We're The View on ABC. Tomorrow,
I have been silenced for 20 years.
Rose McGowan speaking out in her first interview on daytime TV. Her fierce battle to take down the man she says raped her, Harvey Weinstein. How she's calling out Hollywood hypocrisy and her mission to ignite a global revolution against sexual misconduct.
We are strong, we are brave, and we will fight.
Okay, welcome back. So Omarosa, remember Omarosa? She's found a new gig after losing her job at the White House. She'll be on the new season of Celebrity Big Brother. So she went from reality TV to the White House, back to reality TV, and so will Trump. There will be microphones and cameras on her 24/7. You think she'll spill any secrets? She's going to be mic'd the whole time.
I mean, more than likely, if we're taking bets in Vegas, yeah, she'll probably say something crazy. But this is why it's so important that the team you surround yourself with be entirely loyal and, dedicated to the principle in every way, which is always sort of the most bizarre part of Trump's campaign, was how many campaign managers and staffers he filtered through. It's highly unusual. And I think, more than likely, she's probably going to say something. She wants more media attention.
But Big Brother said she heard stuff when she was there. I think maybe racist material, maybe.
But how do you go from the White House to Big Brother?
Oh, sweetheart, many of us, can I tell you? Many of us would argue that today the White House is a reality show.
How do you go from Big Brother to the White House?
That's the better question, from the Apprentice to the White House.
Yeah, right.
I think it's just like an interesting place we are as a society because everything is like Black Mirror. It's like everything is a reality show. Everything is fake. And I think when you literally, as you said, have someone who was just recently in a very intense, high-powered position in the White House now going on Celebrity Big Brother, if I were in any control of the Trump White House, I would try and stop it as much as possible.
What kind of world are we living in?
I don't know. We are living,
Like insanity.
But, you know, I mean, we have seen Rick Perry, who is today the Secretary of Energy and who was a, governor of a large state and who ran for president. He was on Dancing with the Stars. Didn't do very well, but, he was on Dancing with the Stars. So I think, I think this is part of what we are today in 2018. Frankly, I'd much rather her in a reality show than in a political show.
Me too. Me too.
That's true. Than in the White House.
Than in the White House.
That was short, but we have to take a break. We'll be right back.
Next, a view your deal that'll make you say, oh yeah. We partnered with vendors for at least half off Oprah's latest batch of favorite things.
Today's View Your Deal is feeling the Oprah effect. We partnered with vendors to offer at least half off her latest batch of favorite things while supplies last. Here to show them off is O Magazine's creative director, Adam Glassman.
This is the first time you and I are doing this together.
You know I'm all about all things Oprah. I am so excited about this. Okay?
Literally, with one of Oprah's favorite things this year, these makeup brushes from Kirsten Cosmetics. She uses every day. They are perfection because they give you a flawless airbrushed look.
And they feel
all those people that look
soft.
airbrushed, they are micro bristles. They're amazing. This brush in particular is contoured, so you can just do the side of your neck like this. Feel this.
I so need this in my life.
I know, everyone does. Whether you're putting on moisturizer, foundation, primer, eye makeup, they are perfect.
It's amazing.
Literally.
It's like a massage on your face.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The prices normally are $24 to $78. Today they're going to be $12 to $39.
Oh my God.
Making them 50% off. 50% off.
I love it.
Okay.
Okay.
This is from the Main Choice. We gave this a beauty award in O Magazine. This is the most perfect hair product and body product. It's for moisture deprived, thick hair. So me too.
Yes.
There's a shampoo, there's a conditioner, there's a hair mask, and there's 2 body products.
Wow.
Totally incredible. It's called the Main Choice for a reason, because it leaves your hair silky smooth like a mane.
And is it very
totally
expensive?
It's not very expensive at all. Originally, the prices are from $15 to $20. Today, we're doing 50% off, so $7.50 to $10.
Wow.
For silky, smooth hair from the Main Choice.
And if Oprah loves it, I love it too.
We gave it an award. It's fantastic. Okay. This is from Nurse Jamie. She is my go-to person in LA for all things skin. The Kardashians see her, Kate Hudson sees her, Jessica Alba sees her.
Really?
Go online, you'll find a whole selection. I'm going to show you 3 amazing things.
Okay.
This is the Beauty Bear pillow. Feel it.
Okay.
Silky and soft.
So I'm sleeping
You
on
sleep
it?
like this, whether you're a back sleeper or a side sleeper. It minimizes lines on your face while you sleep.
Oh.
That's amazing. Then we have the Kiss Me Twice kit.
Okay.
This is a little exfoliator. It gently exfoliates your lips. Then you put on the lip balm that has no petroleum in it, and it plumps and hydrates your lips.
Wow.
That's amazing. And then I'm obsessed with this face mask.
Okay.
You know, face masks are the hottest rage right now.
Yes, they are.
And usually you use them and you throw them out. This is reusable. It's made of silicone grade,
Oh my gosh.
medical grade silicone. You put any lotions and potions you want on.
Okay.
Then you put this on and you keep it on for 30 minutes and it absorbs all of the products into your skin.
Do we not need this?
Oh, we need this. Nurse Jamie is a luxury line. Normally the prices are from $30 to $125. Today they're going to be $15 to $50. That's a savings of up to 60%. Yes. Okay. The top-selling bracelets from Alex and Ani.
Yes.
We love them.
We love them.
First time on The View, we have the family charms. So you want to buy this for all the important women in your life. Mom, grandma,
I have
aunt.
these.
inspirational sayings, kindred spirit chords. These are great. Think of these. Valentine's Day is coming up. Mother's Day is coming up. Totally great. Normally they're $28 to $38. Today they're going to be $14 to $19. 50% off. You can stack them up. Okay. From my tag-alongs, this is another one of Oprah's favorite things.
My favorite, too.
Okay, I have to tell you. Organization and sanity. Totally great. Everything is on a neoprene base.
I love this.
They have a velvety feel.
Oh,
you can store makeup, toiletries, earbuds, chargers. You know, like chargers you have in all these different places. Keep it all in once. They have even eye masks for those of us that don't sleep well. These are great. They feel great.
It's great for teenagers, too.
They're great for everyone. They're great gifts. Normally they're $10 to $28. Today they're going to be $5 to $14. 50% off. Stock up. My tag-along. Okay. I have brought back the most perfect fitting pants.
You know I love these.
Okay, I coined them the magic pants. And they are magical. From Franny Goldie. No zippers, they have no buttons.
Great. I mean,
they make everyone look longer and leaner.
They really do. This morning I was kind of like,
oh no, they're incredible.
Now I'm like,
and they're cut a little higher in the back, so when you bend over, nothing spills out.
Yes, they are fantastic.
Oh no, they're great. They hold you in. There's a lot of structure.
I love that.
Dress them up, dress them down. Normally they're $118. Today we're going to do 50% off at $59.
You see, you got it.
Magic pants.
The clock is ticking, people. You have 24 hours to grab any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com. Guess what? Members of our audience are going home with gifts from Kaylin Cosmetics and my tag-alongs and a copy of O Magazine. Have a great day, everyone, and take a little time to do what? Enjoy the view.